Robin, what you did. You probably, and no doubt you saved those lives. So it's absolutely extraordinary what you did, and I'm sure they're eternally grateful. Robin, thank you.
You're welcome.
Tony Plahetsky, reporter for the Austin American-Statesman, joins us. Tony, let's go back up a little bit. What can you tell me about the pilot's family? Was his wife and stepdaughter inside the house this morning when his house went up in flames?
Our understanding is that they were actually away from the home at the time and pulled up soon after the fire started. Our information is that they were then taken to a neighbor's house where they were meeting with the Red Cross representatives and then the FBI as well.
What is the information you have about whether this was intentionally set or not? I mean, it seems likely that it was intentionally set, but what are the police saying about the fire at the home?
You know, fire investigators were out there all day today. They haven't issued a final determination of the cause of the fire. They've described the house as a total loss, which frankly is rare for them to kind of characterize a house fire in that way.
Do you know why the wife wasn't home at about 9 o'clock in the morning? Is she not living at the family home, or was she not living there?
I just don't have information about that. You know, clearly the neighbors that we spoke to today were just so distraught and kind of in the moment. I don't think that they had information about why the wife may not have been home at that time.
Did the neighbors tell you anything about the pilot, whether he was employed, whether he acted strange, whether they ever saw him around the neighborhood?
No, but you know, certainly his letter that he left behind certainly discusses sort of, I guess, his frame of mind. Clearly he was disgruntled at the U.S. tax system and apparently had been for some time.
Was it up until today, was he employed someplace, you know, so that he was working with people and so other people might have information about him?
You know, as far as I can tell, he was not employed currently, but again, those facts are still just coming in, and I just don't think we've been able to conclusively say much about his employment, his current employment status.
What can you tell me about him?
Well, according to his own words, in this 6-page letter that he left behind, as I said earlier, he clearly is disgruntled by the U.S. tax system. He talks about moving to Austin. He does not give an exact date of when he moved to Austin. He apparently was working as a software engineer at various times, and describes kind of his inability to find engineering work in Austin and how it was you know, not easy to come by.
You know, in reading that manifesto, what's sort of interesting is that apparently he posted it for the first time on Tuesday. We're now obviously on Thursday night, and there were 27 revisions between Tuesday night and about 6:30 this morning. Do you know anything about those revisions? I understand the FBI is just poring over it, but do you know anything about, you know, about how often he revised it, whether it was early on or whether this was something he was doing all night long? Do you know any information at all about the revisions?
You know, the FBI officials we've been able to speak with, as well as local law enforcement authorities, really are not saying much about that letter. He says, in his own words, that he had been writing this for some time, and that, frankly, his writing started as therapy.
And, of course, we know where this has ended up tonight, and, of course, there's been a body that's been taken out of that building, so he has managed to murder at least one person. Tony, thank you. Coming up. So, who was this pilot? A close friend describes him as, ready for this, a fun, normal guy.